2, 1. अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन हज़रात, आज शुक्रिया आप लोग आज तशरीफ लाए हैं हमारी पेज
अमेरिकाज़ इस्लामिक रेडियो पे हम आपको एक बहुत बहुत रमज़ान मुबारक विश करना चाहते थे। मैं हूँ आपकी होस्ट मारिया और हमारे साथ आज हैं हना साहिबा को होस्ट
और आज हमारे साथ हैं लाइफ इन बंगला के पेज के मालिक तकबीर रहमान। तालियां।
ये जिम्मेदार हैं करोड़ों लोगों को रोज बंगला सिखाने के लिए।
तो तकबीर हम आपसे पूछना चाहते हैं कि आप कैसे हैं?
আমি ভালো আছি, তোমরা কেমন আছো?
And on that note, because I didn't understand a single word you just said, Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome back to our show Unscripted on
America's Islamic Radio. I'm your host Maria.
And I'm your host Hana. And today we have Takbir Rahman, a good friend, and also the Life in Bangla page owner. So Takbir, how are you in English?
Hi, alhamdulillah. How are you guys?
Good, alhamdulillah. We're super excited to have you here, by the way.
I'm very excited to be here.
We've been waiting for a
Really
while.
fun
So
opportunity.
Takbir, I just want to start the interview with something very serious. With everything going on right now, I just wanted to ask you, what are you?
What am I? I am just a kid who's sitting at home doing nothing. That's what I am.
Wow, that was inspiring.
That really touched a kid. I love that.
Yes, I feel like a kid.
So Takbir, tell us about yourself. Like, where do you go to school? What are you up to?
Okay, so I currently go to Stony Brook University. I am a second semester junior, which means next semester I'm going to be a senior. And I'm a history major on a pre-teaching track. So hopefully trying to become a high school history teacher.
Inshallah. So cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you're Muslim and you're a youth member of the American Society. So what was it like growing up Muslim in America?
So I actually was born and brought up in Brooklyn. So up until 2010, so I was born in 99. I moved to Long Island in 2010. So when I was living in Brooklyn, like I was born and brought up in that really diverse community. So I didn't really feel a difference because everyone around me was either looked similar to me, was Muslim, or they didn't see me as like an other, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That drastically changed when I moved to Long Island. So when I moved in 2010, I don't know what I was expecting from school because I hadn't really heard about Long Island schools or anything. And then when I came, it was just all just the same type of people, just all white people. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm really stressed. I think I've told you guys this before, but there was one day I was eating lunch alone because like I didn't know anyone at that point. I was eating lunch alone and this girl came up to me. She waved in my face and she ran away. And it was the weirdest thing. I was really confused, but I was like, I just went on with my day. And then a few years later, like I got to like that girl like became my friend and stuff. And I asked her, I was like, hey, do you remember when that happened? And she was like, oh yeah, I didn't think you knew English. And that was like, waving in my face. She was trying to be
runs away
gesture, but like
she was trying to become friends with you by waving in your face.
Yeah.
and then just take it off.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's so nice. I love the start to a beautiful friendship.
Yeah, exactly.
How did being Bengali play into that?
Okay, so I actually didn't, even when I lived in Brooklyn, I did not really connect with my Bengali heritage as much because growing up, my family wasn't very cultural. Like my parents were always more concerned about teaching me about Islam and stuff. I think more recently I realized that, wow, like I've never connected with this whole other part of me. So like one of the ways I've been doing that is by like reconnecting with Bangla and like learning the language and then teaching it to others. So yeah.
So, can you elaborate a little more on what your experience was like in public school?
In public, oh, okay, so okay, so of course, elementary school was different. That I already mentioned, but middle school and high school, many people didn't. Many people had not either met an outwardly Muslim, or they had just not met any brown people. And I was their first exposure, and they were just nervous. Like I don't know. Like I personally never got ridiculed for like being Muslim, except like this one time. Like this kid in sixth grade, he was like, "Oh, you terrorist," and it was like I knew that that kid was not capable of saying so. Like he literally just heard it from somewhere and he thought it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's how most of the kids in my school were. Like they did not mean anything as like a vicious, like malicious jab. I don't know how else to, like they were just really ignorant. Like they didn't know what was going on per se.
Yeah. No,
So,
that makes
Mhm.
sense.
like,
Yeah, I think a lot of people,
mhm.
a lot of students nowadays don't have a lot of exposure to what's going on, so they just go off what they think is right and what they've heard.
Yeah,
So that makes sense.
exactly. Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to ask you like a question based on what you said.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned how like you weren't super connected with your cultural aspect of your life. What do you think about the Muslim community confusing culture and religion? Because it seems to happen often.
Yeah, it happens too much. Yeah, so I think a lot of the times people want to raise their kids with Islamic values, but they don't know how to do that without infusing a lot of their culture in it.
Mhm.
I mean, especially for us, I know like in Desi culture, there's so many nuances that go along with being Muslim that aren't actually connected to Islam. And it's
Mhm.
insane because like millions of people still follow it, like
Mhm.
follow that like culturally infused Islam, which is actually against the point of Islam. Like Islam was brought to bring us together regardless of culture, but we've inserted these cultural differences and separated like the ummah.
Yeah, and I think because it's been like passed down from generation to generation, that kind of solidifies it for people a lot more. And
Mhm.
so when you start questioning them, when you start bringing like that, bringing something like that up and being like, hey, I think you have it confused, or this is how I see it. This is what the Islamic point of view is. People get mad. People get frustrated. They're like, what do you mean? Like, this is what I've learned. This is what my parents taught me. This is what their parents taught them, and stuff like that.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about this previously, Hannah and I, how like a lot of times Islam is associated with oppressing women, but it's really a lot cultural. Like
Mhm.
the locations in which Islam seemed to originate had a lot of cultural oppression of women. So I think like the two things got really confused.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with that. Like growing up, okay, like for example, I'm gonna just like drop a hadith. But like there's actually like a hadith about that like many like South Asian like even imams like they use it to tell women like, oh, it's better for you to just like stay home and pray. Like that's what they use it as, but no one knows the background of that hadith, which was there was a specific couple during the Prophet Prophet's time that the guy used to like be like borderline abusive to his wife when she used to try to go to the masjid. So the Prophet told her specifically that because of your circumstance, maybe it's better for you to stay home instead of like like having your husband get mad at you. Like there's more barakat in it. There's more like good deeds. And
Wow.
people have misconstrued that to say that, oh, women should not go to the masjid. Women should not be praying in the masjid. And it's insane. Because it's like completely against what Islam taught.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just a small example.
Yeah, that's
really
actually really interesting. I never heard of that, but now it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So, what is Ramadan like at your home?
Ramadan. Okay, so we have, I mean, obviously, we're all trying to socially distance. So we're literally just sitting at home. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, like, it's tough. I think a big part of why I connect to Ramadan when it comes around is the social aspect. And that's completely gone. And it sucks. And the thing is, like, it's just like I kind of don't know what to do with myself. I'm just trying to remind myself, like, this is a good time to, like, just stay home and, build your own spiritual connection. Because I feel like that sometimes lacks in Ramadan. So I think that's what I'm trying to do. And I think that's what my parents are trying to do too. But yeah, other than that, I mean, we're trying to just enjoy our time at home. It's just me and my parents. My cousin was staying with us for a few weeks. He's actually coming back tonight because my chacha and chachi, my aunt and uncle, they actually got COVID, and they live. Yeah, but they're okay now, alhamdulillah. But they live like 2 minutes from us. So my cousin was staying with us, so he could go see them like every single day. So it's been nice. It was also nice just having another person in the house.
Yeah.
It's been more enjoyable. So he had to go back to Virginia for a week or something, but he's coming back tonight. So
Awesome.
it's really fun. Yeah.
I think it's interesting that you brought up that Ramadan is tough, and I feel like a lot of people relate to that. I mean, I relate to that too, especially because Ramadan at home. I mean, it's not like we're during Ramadan. During a more normal time when COVID isn't around, we're never at home. But like being able to go to iftars with friends, and then like going to Tarawih, that's like the big thing, right? Going to the masjid, you can't even go to the masjid.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't meet people during Ramadan. And I feel like when you think about Ramadan, you think about the community, the Muslim community a lot. So because of that, but I think a lot of people are also like, they just need to, it's kind of understanding that this is a difficult time. Definitely Ramadan, it should be spent with family and friends, but understanding the circumstances too. I hope people aren't like going out still and trying to like socialize just because using Ramadan as the excuse, because COVID is a real thing and it's still really scary. It's not safe for people to go out there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think Allah really encourages itikaf in Ramadan especially. So I think this might be a great opportunity for us to take advantage of the situation and like really reflect on what's going on and just being like self-itikaf with ourselves at home.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So Takbir, we know you started an Instagram page because both of us follow it called Life in Bangla. Can you tell us about that?
It's so beautiful.
Sure.
It's so colorful. If you guys don't follow Life in Bangla, make sure you go and follow it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yeah. So again, I started relearning. So I actually learned Bangla like very basic, like when I was like maybe 8-9 years old. But like while I learned it, I was at that young age where I just like didn't care. So I didn't absorb any of it. Like I lost it over a few years. But last year when I started taking, I actually needed to take a language for college. So I took Hindi, and I think the first day of Hindi, I was like, oh my God, I'm getting flashbacks. Because like the scripts for Hindi and Bangla are so similar. And literally I went home that day and I just like taught myself Bangla. I was like, because it was literally at that point I was like, this is the same exact thing. I could do this. And it was like, alhamdulillah, I was able to learn it over the next few weeks. I got some help from my parents. I'm not gonna lie, my dad is a little better than my mom at it, but my mom very Americanized now. She does not. She obviously she learned Bangla in school when she was in Bangladesh, but now she's like, it's really funny. Like in our family group chats, like if people are typing in Bangla, like my aunts and uncles, my mom just replies in English. She's like, I can't do that, guys. Can't do it. But yeah, I mean, regardless, they still help me with it. And then I started teaching some of my friends. So one of my friends, shout out to Fozia. You guys know Fozia. Yeah, if you're listening, this is for you. So Fozia and her sister Afra, I was teaching them one day, and Fozia, she pulled up the words in Urdu page, and she was like, Takbir, why can't we do something like this? Like, why? Why is that? Why are we Like, why are we so lazy that we can't do this?
Oh my God, mood.
And then I was just like, Fozia, you're not wrong. Like, okay, me and Fozia tend to have like we tend to go like overboard with ideas, but this one was actually we both thought about it. We were like, wow, like this is doable. And then like maybe a month later, I think I was really bored, and I was just like, you know what? It's now or never. So I literally opened a page. I was like, okay, this is how we're gonna do it. I picked a color scheme. I did a sample on not Canva. The app I use is called Open. Or Over Over. It's a really good app. I made my first post and I was just like, okay, I could do this. Like this is literally just a template. I just switch it out when I need a new word, and I have more time to be creative with it. And then I think end of December, something like that, I basically started the account. I sent out like a story on my personal Instagram, and like alhamdulillah, people were so supportive, like you guys included. All of you like went and followed, went and shared, and alhamdulillah, it created what it is today. Alhamdulillah. Like today we have almost 1,500 followers. Hopefully trying to get to, maybe it's a little ambitious, but hopefully 5,000 by the end of the year. Who knows?
Wow.
We'll see where it goes. But yeah, also shout out to Words in Urdu, because like that account is beautiful.
I love that account.
Beautiful. Yeah, and I hope I can make it as nice as theirs, but but it's beautiful. So yeah.
I remember like when you posted the story on your personal, like a proper blogger. You were like, hey guys. So you basically told the same story. You were like, so please go follow my page. I'd really appreciate all the support. And I was like, oh my God, the career's growing up.
Like, I can't even know it's celebrity.
I know. And your page, like once you started it, I noticed a lot of people started appreciating it a lot, which was really cool. Like it's so nice to know that people are appreciating what you're doing.
Because it has such a beautiful like aesthetic, and like it's just so pretty and uniform, but like also it's so informative at the same time. I love it.
Yes. I'm really grateful for all the support. Like I never expected it. Like again, I'm gonna talk about Fozia and Afra. Fozia's sister Afra, she reached out to me like I think a month or two later. She was like, "What is going on?" She was like, "I did not expect this." I was like, "I didn't expect it either." But like it happened, and I'm happy people are really like benefiting from it. Like I have people DMing me sometimes, and they're like, "This is really just like helping me reconnect to this whole part of my life that I've been disconnected from, like since birth." Like, and they're just so alhamdulillah. Like I'm really happy about the support and like the way people are feeling about it.
Yeah, and I really like that. So I mean, I'm not Bengali, but like. The words, I like comparing them to Urdu words, you know, like the other day you posted elephant. I think it was like hathi. That's the same thing. And then some words are just almost the same. They're very similar, but they're, So I just think that's really cool. And I feel like you're the right person to do that too. Like, because I've known you for like, what, 3 years now? Oh my God, I've known you for 3 years. Like,
I think 2 to 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, that is insane. Wow. Yeah. So, like, knowing you like know, I feel like you know more about my culture than I do. Like, when you say something, I'll be like, what's that? You're like, Hana. And I'm like,
oh my God. Like, I'm really now when I did that.
But yeah, so you're like the right person, I feel like, to start.
Thank you.
And it's a really good, I like how you connect, you know, with other people. Okay, so Takdir, thank you for that interview. But now we have a really
surprise for you.
Okay.
I don't know if you know, we have a rapid fire round.
What?
Okay.
So we're gonna ask you a series of questions, and you have a timer, so you gotta answer real quick. And let's see how many you get through.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna start the timer right now. I don't know if people can hear it. But...
If you win, you get a cookie.
Okay, Takdir, describe yourself in 5 words.
Loud, energetic, sometimes funny, sometimes quiet, and also I have I can get like kind of mean sometimes.
I love that.
Words, but
Okay, rank the following Bollywood movies from your most favorite to least favorite. I think we just be careful, because like if you choose the wrong movie, I'm gonna have to change my opinions about you.
Okay,
All right.
Okay, fine.
All right. First, so you have Ye Dil Hai Mushkil. No, A Dil Hai
I
Mushkil.
didn't have much. You
A
put
Dil
it
Hai
on purpose. Okay.
I did A Dil Hai Mushkil, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, 2 States, and Ye Jawani Hai Diwani.
Okay. Number 1, Ye Jawani Hai Diwani.
Okay.
Love it.
That's my favorite movie. And like, I was like,
Yeah.
sorry.
Number 2, K3G.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then what are the 2? Okay, 2 States, and then Ae Dil Hai Mushkil.
Oh my God, Takbir,
Ae Dil Hai Mushkil is bad, but it is definitely
Okay.
the 3 definitely are better than that.
A Dil Hai
Okay.
Mushkil was horrible, and I'm so happy you didn't put that in there.
We've had this discussion before.
We've had discussion many times.
But yeah,
Okay.
that's my final thinking.
Serious question. What color is your toothbrush? Hurry up.
I think right now it's blue.
It's a real okay, cool.
Yeah.
No, your mom told us it's yellow. So that was wrong. Okay. If you could be an orange, what would you do?
If I could do what?
If you could be an orange.
If I could be an orange, I'd eat myself.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay.
I like oranges.
Okay. If you could be a superhero, what superhero would you be and why?
Do I have to choose an existing one, or can I make my own?
Oh, okay. Make your
fine. You can make your own.
Okay, I think I'd want to be invisible and soundproof.
Soundproof.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh no, not sound. Like no one can hear me.
Oh, okay.
Invisible and no one can hear me, because just think of the things you could do with that power. You could hear like, CIA discussions, and you could stop wars.
Wow.
Wait, what would you call yourself?
What would I call myself? I don't know. The whisper.
Can I suggest something? Can you call yourself Takbir the Purple Dinosaur?
Oh God. Okay, that was my princess name. Sure, I'll call myself that. Just for you guys.
Okay. What's your favorite thing in your closet right now?
Oh, it's tough. It would probably have to be my denim jacket, my black denim jacket, because that was the last thing I bought.
Not your
That's
shawl.
Not
Yeah.
my okay, my shawl. I don't consider it like my ward. Like, that's kind of just an everyday thing. So okay, if that's the case, then yeah, my shawl.
Okay. What is your biggest pet peeve?
When people are
Exist.
not on my left. When people do not understand like where I'm coming from, or they think I'm like too much, or they like think I'm a bit much. I'm just like, if you think I'm a bit much, we can't hang out. But yeah, I think that's my biggest pet peeve.
All right. Last question. Tell us a joke, actually. Just tell us a joke.
Tell you a joke. I'm not a very like jokey. Oh. Okay.
That's a lie, Takbir.
Yeah.
I don't
think you're jokey. No one's jokey.
I don't like do like solid jokes. Okay. I could say a funny
Or a
story.
funny story.
I
Let's
can
do
say-
a funny story.
Story time. Let's go.
Okay, yeah. So my khala, which is aunt, for those of you who don't know, when my mom and her siblings were younger, my nanu, which is my grandmother, she would have them every single time they went to go do number 2. They would always have to take a shower afterwards. Always. Without like it, you have to. And then one day my khala, she saw she was walking with my nana, which is my grandfather, and she saw this chicken, and she was like, "Abu, I wish I could be a chicken." and then my nana was like, why do you want to be a chicken? She was like, so that I wouldn't have to shower.
This is funny.
That's the most random story I've ever heard.
I said it to someone yesterday, which is why I remember it. And I also talked to my khala today. But yeah,
That is funny.
That is hilarious.
psychotic story. Yeah.
Is it Takbir? you did a pretty good job with the rapid fire. Proud of you. Good job. All right, and then lastly, we want to have a segment where you teach us some words in Bangla.
Okay.
Or some phrases, rather.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Right. Do you have anything, or can we say what we want to learn?
You guys, okay, so don't make it too difficult. But yeah, so you could just like throw out some words or phrases. We'll say them.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
I am hungry.
Amar khida legeche.
What?
We're gonna try.
Like me, khida means like hunger. Legeche, like I have it. Like amar khida legeche.
Amar khida legeche.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, Maria, you say it.
What happened?
Amiga khida lecheche. Wait, am I wrong?
Aman khida legeche.
Aman kheda leche.
You're close. You're not too far off.
Okay, good.
Amar khida legeche.
Yeah, good job.
Cool.
Amar khida leche. Okay, got it.
Okay. I have one question. Do you know Sindhi?
Me, I know Sindhi. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I think that was my question for you before. But yeah, okay, keep going.
Wait, Maria, how do you say I'm hungry in Sindhi?
Mukhe bhukh lagi hai.
Oh my god, that's like I understand that.
Yeah, I understand that too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's similar.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
It sounds like Gujarati. And
really?
Actually, yeah, that actually, I think I've heard of that somewhere where Gujarati and Sindhi have a lot in common because they're next to each other. Like it's a lot of commonalities. But yeah.
That's really cool.
Interesting.
How do you say I'm sleepy?
Amar ghum esheche.
Amar what?
Amar ghum esheche.
Amar ghum esheche.
Yeah.
Amar ghum esheche. Why do I always mess up the last part?
Combine the way you said it, it's perfect.
Oh.
Yeah, good job.
Good. Okay. What is suhoor and iftar? Okay,
so suhoor, I mean, it's similar to all the other South Asian languages. It's sehri. And then what else did you say? Iftar?
Iftar.
Iftar is just iftar.
Wait, what's futbala?
What's futbala?
Oh God. Okay. So it's good. You're asking the right person. I'm actually my dad is Siliti. My mom is not Siliti. So Siliti is considered either some people consider it a dialect of Bangla, some people consider a separate language all on its own. I personally consider it a separate language because it does have an old script that it used to be written in, but then after Bangladesh was created, like Bangladesh kind of made all the languages in Bangladesh using Bangla script. But Siliti, I do feel like is a language in its own right. So in Siliti, suhoor or sehri is fotabala.
And what is this? What is the joke? Because I feel like we're left out. Everyone's always joking about it. What is the joke?
Okay, so my friends think that's like Shuddh Bangla. Like they think that every Bengali says fotabala, which is not true because it's only a Siliti thing. And I'm like, and I always tell them, like, if you guys go tell a Bengali that, they're not gonna know what that is. So just don't say it. But yeah, some of my poppies use it. Like my dad's sister, like she says fotabala.
Oh.
When she's talking about Siri. It's a really funny word. It's a fun word to use.
Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna name my kid that.
Oh no. Poor kid.
Oh god.
Okay.
How do you say it? You can't. Maria, why would you say that?
Yeah, that was good.
Oh my god. How do you say my chachu was mowing the lawn?
Oh, that's hard. Okay. Oh no. Actually, hold on. Okay. Amar chacha gach kattesilo or katchilo. It depending on the dialect.
Amar
Gachilo?
gachilo?
No, katchilo.
Gachilo?
Like kata. Like kata. Like katchilo.
Oh.
Gak, like K?
Kat. Yeah, katchilo.
Gachilo.
Or
Could you say it again?
what?
Like the whole thing. Could you say the whole thing again?
Amar chacha gach katsilo.
Ama chacha
Gach.
gachilo.
Gach katsilo. So that's how you would say it in the majoritarian dialect, but in the standard Bangla dialect, it would be like katchilo. I think I said katsilo. So it's a difference between the cha and the sa.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah, give it a shot. This was
Oh,
yours.
You could just say, Amar chacha gach katsilo.
Amar chacha gach gaxilo.
Katsilo with a T. Katsilo.
Gaxilo. Oh, okay. Like gach. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. When you
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, makes sense now.
yeah, you need to break down Bangla in order to get it, because the thing is, when you say it sounds very different. Like from from any of the other South Asian languages, like the north south, you guys know what I mean. But when I like break it down for people who don't speak Bangla, they're like, oh my god, this is the same. Like it's literally like so many similarities come out. You're just like, okay, this is yeah.
That's really cool.
For some reason, it's easier for Bangla speakers to understand Urdu Hindi more than it's easier for Urdu Hindi speakers to understand Bangla. And I think it's the way, it's like kind of like Spanish and Portuguese. Like Portuguese speakers can understand and speak Spanish sometimes. Spanish speakers can't do the same thing around.
That actually reminds me. So Maria speaks Hindi and I speak Punjabi, right? So every time I speak Punjabi, Maria understands it. But I never understand when she speaks Hindi. Like her and her mom will be speaking, and I don't understand anything.
Yeah. I think also Punjabi is, I think, the most similar language to Urdu Hindi, which is why I can kind of understand it too.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Punjabi is like Southern English, like in terms of Urdu. Like it's just like I just think it's like a little stretched
I know
out.
what you're trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say.
I just never thought of it like that. Now
It's really funny. Oh my god.
Wow, that actually, in a very weird way, makes sense.
Mm-hmm. No, it does.
Because I understand everything you're saying, and like I don't speak Punjabi, so
yeah, I know. Then like it's just like if I want to say something that you don't understand, I don't know what language to say it in because you understand everything I speak.
Oh my god, it's really funny. Yeah.
So well, oh, sorry, Maria, you can go ahead first.
Oh, I was just gonna say thank you. Like, thank you for coming.
Oh no, of course. Thank you for having me. You guys remember, like I was so excited when you guys started this. It was amazing.
How do you say thank you in wait?
Thank you. Okay, so it's similar to Hindi. Dhonnobad.
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 Dhonnobad. See, like we're about every culture. Like we're telling us about Sindhi and Punjabi, and we're like Sindhi and Punjabi. And
oh yeah, so like in Hindi, they say dhanyavad. So in Bangla, dhonnobad.
Dhonnobad.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a D, right, at the end?
Yes. Yeah.
Dhonnobad.
Mm-hmm.
Dhonnobad. I like that. It has like a ringtone.
Yeah.
Make a song on it.
Sure.
There is a song. There's a song called, like
songs about it.
There's a song called like Dhanno in like a Bollywood or something. I think that's what I call it.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Takbir, Dhonnobad.
Dhonnobad.
Right.
Shukriya to you guys too.
Actually, just wanted to ask you,
do
you have a message to give to people who are listening, watching, who are also in quarantine and kind of going through a difficult time, especially during Ramadan? Do you want to say anything to them?
Okay, yeah. So, oh yeah, I have something. So like, I think, if you're like bored during this time, if you don't really know what to do, in addition to like being a good Muslim, I think also it's good to kind of connect to your heritage, connect to your culture. Like if you know that like you don't know like your own like native language or like your parents, you guys get what I mean. But like I think it's really eye-opening to learn about it, because like learning where you're from is a whole like is one thing, but learning about where you're from, whole different thing.
Mhm.
So I think that's all I'm really gonna say. But yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
there you guys have it. Please follow Thickbeer's page at Life in Bangla on Instagram. And thank you again for tuning into our show Unscripted on.
America's Islamic Radio. I'm your host, Maria.
And I'm your host, Hannah. And we hope you all enjoying your Ramadan. And we'll see y'all later. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh my
Islam.
God.